Hi guys, I picked me some walnuts. These grow in the wild around where I live. And I wanted to show you guys how I prepare them. First I'm going to wash them. And latex gloves is no luxury, trust me. Because else you're going to get fingers that look like this. Look how brown that is. It's really nasty. Can't get it off. So latex gloves to begin with. That's basically my only investment that I made. And a pair of stockings. I'm going to start to run the water. I have a cup where I put my clean walnuts in, or at least as clean as I can get. These still have the best on them. If I can't get them off, I just put them aside. Same goes for these. These still have the black cover on it from that's basically from underneath this cover. The walnuts fall in green covers, then they rot away, and then you can either pick them out, which this one is very easy to do, obviously. That's fairly clean, but I'm still going to clean that. And you just, if you can do that, you take another cup. But as you can see, that gives you really dirty fingers. So this is the stuff that comes off, the black stuff, when it starts kind of rotting it away, so that the walnut can come out. So I'm just going to take a little sponge, and I'm just going to clean that off. And where you have what I think is the most important part is that you don't have any more hairs on there. As you can see, there are sort of hairs coming off the walnut, and they grow from the top. Right here, the top of the walnut, that's where they come from. So I just kind of clean that, and you can see one hair going right there. They all need to come off. And they come from the sides. I don't think they come from the sides, but they kind of grow along the side of the walnut. So, and I'm just going to scrub that down a little bit to make sure that there's no more. You can actually see that the walnut is underneath here. Okay, so this is not a crest. It's not gonna come through. And got some hairs right here. Clean that all up, and then put that in my basket, and I'm gonna leave it there until I did several of them, and then I dry them off. Okay, I got my cleaned walnuts right here, and I'm not afraid to touch them with my fingers, and I'm going to dry them off in a towel. And I do them one by one, just to make sure there's no holes in them, no cracks in them that made them go bad already. Because you might have missed that when you washed them. And if there's any hairs left over, I'm still going to go get those off. So now we're going to just move them from one spot, dry them, move them to the next spot. Okay, these have been dried off. Right now they're going to get their first little bit of time in drying. So I'm going to put these aside and clean some more. And after I dried off the second bunch, I'm going to put the first bunch into the stocking. And I'm going to do that in portions. So I'm going to tie a knot in the stockings. I'm thinking about 15 walnuts a day. That would be sufficient. There might be some rotten ones in there, so if you got 2 or 3 rotten ones in there, just in case, then yeah, you can still have 13 walnuts left, and they're really, really good. So they taste way better than in the store. The first year I started collecting these was last year. I ate them, and then I was out of them because I didn't collect so many. And I went to the store and bought some walnut, and I spit them out and threw them away. So that's basically the difference. And these, of course, don't look as perfect as the ones you buy in the store, but yeah, this is Mother Nature taking care of you, not some company trying to make everything look perfect. Since my gloves dried a little bit, I'm able to reuse them. So, and there's no holes in them, so I can still reuse them. Once they get holes, stop, get a new pair. Now we get to the part of the pantyhose. Just cut them off right there at the lining. And I'm going to wear another latex glove for this, because I'm going to go in there with my hand first to stretch it out a little bit, but I don't want my nails to damage the nylon, so just to be on the safe side. So I'm just going to roll that open. I'm going to go in there with my hand, and I'm just going to pull that up gently all the way to the end. Okay, I'm going to pick the end because I don't want all my walnuts to hang on the end, so I'm going to remove my hand from there, and I'm going to tie a knot in that first part. Okay, I'm rolling that up again to make sure that the damage is minimal. And then I'm going to grab me 15 nuts that had their first drying already. So I'm going to get me 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you just kind of drop the stocking as you go along. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm shaking it down a little bit, but I don't want them to cluther each other, so right here I'm going to tie a knot. Which would be easier to do if you didn't have a glove on. There, pulling that down. So these are my first 15 nuts that are going to dry, and when I want them, I just cut this part open right here, and I get my 15 nuts out. So now I'm going to do the second 15 nuts, and I'm going to tie a knot again. And so on until your pantyhose is full. Okay, I have 3 sets of 15, and I'm going to tie that in the garage to something so that that can dry. And it needs about 3 weeks to dry completely. You have to do one more thing though. Every day you have to kind of mulch them around a little bit, like that, with your hands. If you don't do that, they are going to get a fungus on there, and you don't want that. I had that last year. When I first noticed the fungus, I cleaned them with a dry cloth every day. I would clean the fungus off, and they were still wonderful. I still ate them. But this would be easier. You just kind of move that around. You can also feel your pantyhose are wet, so just kind of move them around every day, and you will notice they will get dry after a while. You can of course fill up the whole pantyhose, as I have done there, but I kind of like dividing it. Of course, there's more nuts that can go into a pantyhose if you don't put nuts in there. But if you really want like portions, then the nuts is a perfect way to do that. And you also still have to move those around. And as you can see with the first one, the pantyhose is already damaged. The one on the back is not. So, but yeah, I've been collecting. Now for the fun part. These are the 2 old ones. This one feels relatively light. That doesn't mean it's not good. It might mean it's already edible. But this one is heavy. And as I say, like when you're cleaning them up, and one feels light and one feels heavy, then you can actually feel the difference. Let me show you the difference. This one is 10 grams. And this one is 16 grams, and you can definitely feel that difference in the weight. So let's crack that open. Nutcracker? I think so. And this is, yeah, that's rotted inside, or dried out at least. So let's see this one, and I don't think it should be edible yet, but let's see. harder to crack through. There we got a nut. It's kind of grayish. But as I said, it's an old tree. Now the question is, how does it taste? Not that much flavor yet. I think if you leave this in there to dry, you will get the nice brown crust, and it will be perfect. Right now, not so much. Doggy likes them though. Now, that the walnuts are light is not always an indication that they are rotten inside, but most of the time they are. Because after you let them dry, after 3 weeks, they should all be light. Then you hear the nut in there. So, let's see. No, that goes too easy. That's rotted inside. Yep, completely black. This one is a good nut. But it was open a little bit, so I want to see if that was still good. Yep, that's good. That's the way it's supposed to look. Only the problem is you can't get them out because of the fact that they're good, but they have to dry. And that golden little leaf there needs to be brown. Needs a nice brown color. And of course they need to be dry. Can't get them out. Very hard. Now, this nut looks like it's pretty ready to be eaten. When I cleaned them, all these areas were like black, like this. And then when they get more mature, they get lighter. So that's still wet. That's still wet. That's still wet too, but can you see the difference? This is really black and this is getting lighter. So when this little area gets lighter, they're more ready to eat. But as I say, 3 weeks would be a good indication. Some people say 2 weeks, but 3 weeks to be on the safe side. Hard to crack too, this one. Nope, not ready yet. I think I'm better off slamming it with a rock. Easier to get out. But, oh, that's what I wanted to show you. Like, they're completely clear. There's not even a cover on them yet. You know, a little coating? At least these ones have a little coating on them. Not dark enough yet, but they got a little coating. This one is like, compared to these, completely pale. So, that's what we're going to be waiting for, and when you try these, they won't be very good. They gotta have that coating. And when they're ready, and you shake them, you should hear the nut move. No nut moving. This is really light. There's holes in there. So, that doesn't automatically mean there's a bug in there. The nuts that I... oh, that's bitter, man. The nuts that I collect fall on the pavement too. But this is, again, rotted inside. It is December, and I haven't opened up these walnuts yet. I'm going to do that now. I have eaten walnuts, and I want to see what we got, if anything worked well. I also want to weigh them, because they used to be very heavy, and I want to show you how much a dry walnut might weigh. About 8 grams, and I'm pretty sure that maybe some of these are, and that's 6 grams, so that probably isn't good inside. That tiny one here, 4 grams, well, we'll see. What I also wanted to show you is this has completely dried up. It's a very light color of gray, and that's what you want. They say that you're supposed to feel them or hear them move inside. I don't hear them move, but we'll see what goes on. So now people tell you that you shouldn't be collecting the walnuts that already are black, but I'm stubborn about that, so I want to make sure that when you say black, how black do you mean? So look at this walnut, and it cracks easily. The dry piece comes off easily. It comes out of the shell easily. No problem whatsoever. Easily cracked. And that's what your walnut is supposed to look like. Oh my god. It's December, and these are wonderful. Now I picked them in September. Oh my god, so good. So, that black shell doesn't mean anything, as long as you make sure that you clean it correctly and it has no holes in that shell. And as for the other video, that definitely showed that you can feel the difference between the weight when it's good, and look at that, how beautiful that is. And those are the walnuts. No, let me see, all of them good. Yeah, they all look good. And I don't feel any need to remove that little shell it has on there. It's just, everything tastes good. It's not loose. Maybe some people are, you know, wondering about that. Oh, good. Good. I'm sorry. They're really good. Look at that. That one was dry there. Let me see. Yeah, that one definitely had a little hole somewhere where probably the water came in and it rotted inside. So definitely there's that weight thing again, what I said. But here's a small one that's also almost dry, that dried out on the inside. It didn't rot away. Part of it is still good, but yeah, I don't like eating part of it. Even you could pick this little part off and eat it, or this little part and eat it. I mean, it depends on how greedy you are, but I'm not gonna eat that. Eat this up. I'm gonna show you a wonderful recipe for these walnuts. Like, they're already good, but with chocolate they're even. Okay, what you need is a plastic container of some sort with a lid, and then you need to start cracking nuts until this is all filled up. This is about 40 walnuts, give or take, because there were some rottens in there, and I put some back in there to replace that, but I kind of lost count after 30. So 40, maybe 42. Tomorrow I'm going to make a walnut chocolate fudge with them, and if you want to eat them like this, you can. And they get even better if you leave them for a couple of days to flavor up. And if you leave them, then put them like in a dark spot, and every day you don't eat them, just give them a little bit of air and then put the lid back on there. And they'll last you at least a week. Because they're so good, they won't last you very much longer. And they're so good. Okay. Walnut chocolate fudge tomorrow. The ingredients are marshmallows, walnuts, of course, full milk, 4 pieces of 60% pure chocolate, 1 bar of milk chocolate, and some condensed milk. That's what we're going to make chocolate fudge with. Pour half a cup of milk and add 1 spoon of condensed milk to that. Now put that all in a pan and stir it up, and then put that on the heater and heat that up until it boils. And don't forget to stir, very important, stir, stir, stir. And get somebody to break up the chocolate for you and put it in a microwave-proof dish. Then pour the milk, boiling milk, on top of the chocolate. Cut the marshmallows into pieces of 3 and mix that up with the chocolate and the milk. And then put that in the microwave for about 30 seconds, and I got it all the way up high for about 30 seconds. Take it out and mix it again, and then put it back into the microwave for about a minute. And then when it comes out, it should look like this. Now, the marshmallows haven't melted yet, so stir until melted. And then add your walnuts in there. And make sure that they're all completely dipped in chocolate. And try not to do what I do and dip my marshmallows in the chocolate, because that's just really good. And then after that, put it in one of the dishes so you can put it in the fridge. Leave it there for about 3 or 4 hours. And let me know what you think. You can, of course, as long as it's warm, you can do some sort of topping on there. You can even push a couple of marshmallows in there. But I like it like this. I like it a little bit on the bitter side, so if it's too bitter for you, add more condensed milk. So that was my favorite fudge. I hope you liked it. Bye, guys.